Have you noticed that the most painful goodbyes are never the ones we see coming? The ones that truly break us are the sudden, out-of-nowhere phone calls that make the world stop spinning in an instant. The heart doesn't care about X labels or how many years have passed since you last said, "I love you." It only remembers the first laugh, the first fight, the first time that person made you feel like you weren't alone. For most of us, that call is just a nightmare we hope never comes. But on April 19th, 2026, that nightmare became reality for Denise Richards. So what happened that left her unable to stop crying? And who was the man who took a piece of her heart with him when he left? Keep watching as we uncover the heartbreaking story of Denise Richards and the one she called her sweet babe. Denise Richards is no stranger to Hollywood heartbreak. She lived through a messy, very public divorce from Charlie Sheen that dominated tabloid covers for years. But the pain she's feeling right now has nothing to do with those past battles. It's a different kind of devastation, one that doesn't come from betrayal, but from a pure and unexpected loss. 2 days after actor Patrick Muldoon passed away, the 55-year-old actress finally broke her silence on Instagram. "This is so hard for me to put into words," she wrote. "I am deeply heartbroken and devastated losing you. You were my best friend and my family." To understand why this loss has completely shattered her, we have to go back to an acting class in Los Angeles 36 years ago. Denise Richards was just 19 years old. She had no professional credits to her name, just a dream of making it in Hollywood. Across the room was Patrick Muldoon, a 21-year-old USC student who was already making waves with a recurring role on the hit sitcom Who's the Boss. They were both terrified, both hungry for success, and both completely unaware that the person sitting a few feet away was about to become the most significant constant in their lives. "We met in our first acting class," Richards recalled in her tribute. "And here we are, 36 years later, my whole adult life, and I don't know it without you." Their professional paths seemed destined to cross. Just a year after that class in 1997, they co-starred together in Paul Verhoeven's cult classic Starship Troopers, a movie that remains a fan favorite to this day. By 1998, the professional relationship had blossomed into a passionate romance. For nearly 5 years, through the late 1990s and into the new millennium, Richards and Muldoon were a Hollywood item. They weren't just lovers, they were creative partners and each other's loudest cheerleaders. While the romantic flame eventually burned out around the year 2000, the embers never went cold. They never really left each other's orbit. Richards has admitted that their relationship was on and off for quite a few years. And even after their final split, they held on to a specific sacred nickname for one another, Sweet Babe. What Richards is mourning isn't just an ex-boyfriend. She is mourning the man who was her voice of reason and pillar of strength. In a world where celebrity breakups usually end with scorched earth, their post-romance friendship was almost miraculous. They managed to transition from young lovers to life partners in a way that transcended titles. An insider described the dynamic perfectly. They were better friends than lovers. Muldoon remained so close to the family that he was a fixture in the lives of Richards' daughters with Charlie Sheen, Lola, and Sammy. He was there when they were born. He was the guy making their mom laugh on the phone late at night. "When I think of my mom, I think of you," Lola wrote in a tribute. "You guys came as a package." In fact, Lola loved the idea of them being together so much that she admits she used to beg her mother to get back with him. That level of integration doesn't happen with a casual acquaintance. That is family. In the last few years, the pair had found a creative resurgence together. They recently wrapped production on a crime thriller titled Dirty Hands, a movie that Muldoon was incredibly passionate about. They were excited to present it to the world. In fact, they had plans together for the week following his death. Just days before he passed, they were scheduled to sit down together for press junkets and interviews to promote their new film. "Pat and I were supposed to do press this week for Dirty Hands," Richards posted. He was so proud of this movie. It's a cruel twist of fate. The week they were supposed to be celebrating their creative legacy is now the week she has to mourn his physical absence. As Hollywood collectively started to pay tribute, the true nature of their bond became crystal clear. In the days following his death, Lola Sheen wrote a heartbreaking public letter to Muldoon. "I thought you were the one that was supposed to be in our lives forever," Lola wrote. She shared memories of family trips, of hearing him on the phone, and of the gaping hole he left behind. "Life will never be the same, but that's just because of how much you impacted us." It's an incredibly raw insight into how integrated Muldoon was in the daily rhythms of the Richards-Sheen household. And in that same period, Denise kept watching the skies, literally. "I will be looking for those signs," she promised his memory publicly. "Sweet babe, I need to know you're still here with me." That desperate plea to the universe is something anyone who has suffered a sudden traumatic loss can recognize. It's the stage of grief where you are not ready to say goodbye, so you beg the departed to send you a sign that they aren't truly gone. The tragedy, of course, is the suddenness of it all. On the morning of Sunday, April 19th, 2026, Patrick Muldoon's girlfriend, producer Miriam Rothbart, found him unconscious on his bathroom floor. She immediately called 911, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The official cause was an out-of-the-blue heart attack. He was only 57 years old. Just months before, in October 2025, Muldoon had given a podcast interview discussing how their two families had become intertwined over the decades. He spoke about the support system they had built. There was no warning, no slow decline, no chance for Richards or his family to say a proper goodbye. One moment, they were making plans for a press tour. The next, the man who was supposed to grow old with them was gone. So why is this hitting Denise Richards especially hard? It's because of the what-ifs. In his final interview, Muldoon described his relationship with Richards' daughters as a deep part of his life. "I've known them since they were first born. They had a shared history longer than most Hollywood marriages last." Sources close to the actress describe her as devastated and inconsolable. They took to the tabloids to explain the depth of the friendship. Patrick is the ex that she had the best relationship with, one source revealed. She was his biggest supporter, he was hers. This wasn't a bitter rivalry that ended in lawyers and restraining orders. It was a golden friendship that spanned decades. And now, that golden thread has been cut without scissors. In the end, it doesn't matter that the romance ended. It doesn't matter that they moved on or dated other people or got married. What matters is that he was her rock during the worst days of her life. Richards alluded to a last year of pain and heartache in her tribute, suggesting that Muldoon was the person holding her together during whatever storm she was facing. "And now I need you more than ever. For this pain and heartache losing you," she wrote. It's a devastating irony. The one person she would normally run to for comfort during a tragic event is the very person she is grieving. From Starship Troopers to a quiet phone call late at night, Patrick Muldoon was a constant. He was the safety net who had her back and protected her more than anyone. With his sudden passing, Denise Richards isn't just processing the death of an ex. She is processing the death of her future. She is processing the death of the person who knew her before she was famous, before she was a mother, and before the chaos of life changed her. "We thought we'd live forever, or at least into our 90s, she said. "Sweet babe, I need to know you're still here with me." If you found this story moving, please consider sharing your own thoughts in the comments about what it means to maintain a friendship after a breakup. It's rarer than you think. And if you want to stay updated on more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next one.